Hi Gemini, so this is going to be your December 2022 love reading. I'm not gonna give this long intro, let's just get right into it because I know I absolutely hate when I'm watching a reading and the person do this long intro, like it's not needed. Alright, so Spirit, what is the overall energy for the sign of Gemini for December 2022? What is their overall energy? Okay, so we're starting off with the Five of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords, Page of Cups, Five of Cups, King of Swords, the Emperor. Okay, so for the Five of Pentacles to be the top energy, there's some kind of loss that you are going through this month. It feels like whoever this loss is related to, it's not only just them making you feel left out in the cold, but it also feels like you've lost money, you've lost time. It like the overall energy I'm getting here is like you feel like you wasted your time with this person. And for some of you may say, well, I didn't really, give this person no money, so I didn't really lose no money, but in some ways you did, because it's like, okay, the time you spent talking to this person, you could have been making money. Or the times like you went out with this person and like you got dressed up, or you made sure you went to the mall and got some like really really nice outfit or something like that, like that's a waste of money. So in a lot of ways it just feels like you took like this big loss, right? And it's devastating, right? Like you're hurt, you're heartbroken. um for a lot of you, this person could have a third party interference, so they could be involved with someone else. That also makes it really heartbreaking, right? However, I'm be honest with you, the Page of Cups is like, I feel like you guys wanted something more, but this person did not. Like if you look at this image, if you just look at both of their faces, like put up closely, like she's all in it, and he's just kind of sitting there, right? And I'm not saying he's not into her, he's into her, but she's more into him than, you know what I'm saying, than he is into her, or at least that's how the body language looks. So when I say a Page of Cups, that's like kind of like Spirit saying like your head was in the clouds with this person. You could have had a crush on this person when you first like saw them. You could have like, felt butterflies. You was like daydreaming about them. You was becoming a bit of like obsessive over them. You wanted something more, and this person was just kind of like, nah, like you're cool, but this is it. Like I'm not trying to be more than that. So to be honest with you, your head was kind of in the clouds. I feel like there were signs, but you just, unfortunately ignored them. And now with the Five of Cups, you do have to deal with this disappointment, but it's a lesson. It's kind of like Spirit wants you to kind of take your heads out of the clouds more. Um, they want you to see things for what they are. It does also feel like you've been abandoned by them. So I think it's the way that they did it. Like I just feel like this person, yeah, he's coming as a King of Cups. Could be a woman too, but this person's like very cold. They're very manipulative. They're very detached. They're analytical. This is a person that makes decisions with their head, not their heart. So I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like the signs were there. You could kind of tell, but your head was just too much in the clouds. Now with the Emperor coming out, I'm gonna explain why is the Emperor here. Like who does that represent in this reading? The Chariot. Okay, I'm getting it now. With the Emperor coming out, in some kind of ways, you may not realize this like subconsciously, but maybe you were trying to control the situation. You know, maybe you were trying to get this person to open up more and they weren't. Maybe you was trying to get this person to be a certain way with you, but they weren't. You don't realize, but that's kind of like somewhat you trying to control them, but not in a sense of like you trying to hurt them, but in a way that is kind of controlling. And with the Chariot is like Spirit saying it's just too many obstacles with this person. It's too many things working against you, to make it work with them. Like they're emotionally attached. They don't show a lot of affection. They hold back. They got this third party. things like that, you know. So I'm just gonna ask Spirit a question. Spirit, this person that the Gemini is involved with, right? Did this person truly like the Gemini? Did they truly like the Gemini? Because it doesn't mean that they didn't, but let's see. So we got the Wheel of Fortune, so we got yes. So they did like you, okay? So Spirit, if they did like the Gemini, right? Is it that they just really didn't want it serious? Is that the reason why they did what they did? So we got no. Okay, let's get into it. Why did they do what they did then? They're magicians because they're manipulative. So it's like, I feel like Spirit is saying that, because we have death, right? And it says, no, everything is temporary. There are ends and beginnings. In between, there is transformation. Embrace it. It makes me feel like to them, everything is temporary. Nothing is forever, right? And they're very manipulative. So it's like, it's kind of like Spirit saying that, yeah, they didn't want that serious, but they're saying even if y'all was to have decided y'all was gonna be serious with each other, they still would have been manipulative because this is just kind of how the person is. They're very cunning. They're very calculated. This is just them. So it doesn't even matter if y'all were serious or not, or if they wanted something serious, they would have still been this way because this is just how they are. Okay. So now Spirit, please tell me, how does this person feel about the Gemini overall? Like, what is their feelings towards the Gemini overall? Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Two of Wands. So with them coming out as the Seven of Pentacles, their overall energy, and this is how they feel, is like, you know, they felt like they was invested in the connection and they wanted to see like how things would play out. That's kind of how their attitude is. It's like they're the person that want to like go with the flow. They wasn't really necessarily looking for it to be super serious or had any real expectations, but they just wanted to see like, all right, like could this grow to be something more? And with the Ten of Swords, you know, Ten of Swords represents deception, dishonesty, feeling betrayed, feeling backstabbed, severing ties, painful ending, nail in the coffin. It feels like as time went on, they just felt like they didn't really see a future. So for them, they was like, all right, like this has to come to an end. And they knew it was going to be painful. They knew that like it would hurt you because they could tell that you was kind of more into it than them. And with the Nine of Swords, is like they had a lot of anxiety about this whole thing. Okay, you're also coming as a Queen of Swords to them, so they saw you as someone who could be very very intimidating too. So like this person's kind of detached, but they saw you as being like very not like, in a way, they didn't see you as the most loving person. They saw you as like being very critical of them. This is how they saw it. They saw you as being very critical towards them. Like you didn't tolerate a lot of stuff. So maybe you let them know like, hey, if you treat me this way or you do this, like I will, you know, go off on you. And I think that's what it was. They felt criticized by you. They felt like you were blunt. They felt like you were truthful. They felt like you were independent and very open-minded. And they liked that, but they also felt like you were very constructive, which is something they did not like. They didn't want your constructive criticism. They didn't like your strength. It was too much for them. So now with the Two of Wands, it's like they were at this crossroads, like, damn, like, what do I do? You know? So it's like I said, it's like they already didn't have the mindset of necessarily wanting a relationship at that time, but not necessarily like being against it but it's more so like, all right, if it happens, it happens, like going with the flow type of thing. But they just ultimately felt like this wasn't gonna go anywhere, right? So they felt like they were better off doing their own thing. Okay? So this is from their perspective. Does it mean that it's correct? No. So I'm just gonna ask Spirit, is this really like the ending between you and them? Like forever? Or is this just temporary? Is this the complete ending? Well, I got yes. And it's clarified with the Empress. And I feel like it's the ending because remember I said there's another person involved, another woman. For some of you, another man. Alright, so Geminis, if you want to book a private reading with me, all the information to do so is going to be in the description below. And I'll see you in the next one.